Ninth graders, it is crazy that we are almost done with another week of online learning. To those of you who have been keeping up and doing exactly what I asked you to do, I cannot thank you enough. Little housekeeping before we move on. There's going to be some instructions coming down the pike, probably from Superintendent Smola, and maybe the principals of every building that have to do with kind of how we're moving forward, considering that we can't come back into the building for the rest of the year for class. So just pay attention when those things come out. They usually get sent out as a district blast. Once that's out officially, I'll kind of talk about what that means for us. But just pay attention if you see any updates about, kind of when we're going to be done with online instruction and when you guys are going to be able to go kind of grab some of your stuff and turn in some of your supplies at school. So just keep your ear to the ground on that one. Pay attention. All right. Tomorrow, this actually works out really well. I did not plan this. This is not a theme, but tomorrow, and by tomorrow I mean today, Thursday, is the NFL draft, which is good because we're going to be doing a lot of drafting today, and not drafting people, but drafting of our essay. So here's what we got for today. The first thing I want you to do, I know sometimes we struggle writing, body paragraphs, and body paragraphs are those paragraphs that come between the introduction and the conclusion of our essay. Okay. Sometimes we struggle with body paragraphs. And for those of you who do struggle writing body paragraphs, what today's lesson is going to teach you about is kind of a formula or a way that you can write body paragraphs. Now, like we talked about with thesis statements, if you are a more advanced writer at this stage in your life and your career, then to have to use this formula, don't sweat it. Don't feel like you have to be boxed in. That's not the goal here. But for those of you who struggle and say, man, I don't really know how to write a body paragraph, we're going to give you a little bit of a formula, some help, some scaffolding to help you learn how those body paragraphs should look. So the first thing I want you to do today is to watch this YouTube video. And if you look, the young man who put this video together is my hero. I aspire to be him. Hopefully one day I can wear cardigans and glasses as cool as he does. But today's video is about the TICA or TIQA process. He calls it TICA. I've always called it TIQA, but it's an acronym, and an acronym is where a letter stands for a word. Okay, so the TIQA process stands for topic, meaning your topic sentence, introduction of your evidence or your quote. The Q stands for your quote or your evidence, and the A stands for analysis. So he's going to run through how to construct a paragraph, probably better than I could do it. He's going to run through how to construct a body paragraph using that TIQA process. It's not about the topic you guys are writing about, but the lesson still applies, okay? So watch that video. Watch him construct a body paragraph based on this TICA or TIQA process, because it's going to help you understand how you're going to write body paragraphs for your essay. So once you've watched that, you're going to kick over to your essay template. All right. Now, hopefully you turned this in yesterday when you finished your introductory paragraph. If you have to unsubmit it, that's okay. So mine's blank except for the heading, but yours should have the introductory paragraph. What we're doing today is a lot. We're going to add our first body paragraph, our second body paragraph, and our third body paragraph onto this document. So we're going to get 4/5 of the way through our essay if you're staying with me. So on this document, we're going to draft those 3 paragraphs. The nice part is that if you have completed, and again, mine are blank, but yours shouldn't be, if you've completed the essay organizer, then you already have a topic sentence for the body paragraphs. You already have some evidence that you've selected to support yourself in those body paragraphs. So realistically, you have the T in TICA, and you have the Q in TICA, which is the quote or the evidence. So realistically, your job is only to introduce that evidence and then analyze that evidence. So don't think that, oh my gosh, this is this insurmountable task in one day. You've done a lot of the work to get there. So keep that in mind as you're writing these 3 paragraphs. The one thing I do want you to make note of as you are using the TICA process, okay, as you are writing in your essay, your body paragraphs, the most important part of that formula or of that acronym is the A, okay? The analysis, or you analyzing your evidence in support of your thesis statement, is what's most important. So think of it this way. The analysis is, how does my evidence support my thesis? That's what that A portion of TIQA is. If you think about it, you should say, all right, so my evidence is supporting my thesis. How? Because everything you're doing should be supporting that strong thesis statement. So if you are caught up, then by the time you are done with today's assignment, like I said, you will have 4 of the 5 paragraphs that I'm looking for here, and we'll dive into conclusions next week. I will try to give you some more feedback. I'll try to hop on some more people's documents and give you some feedback. Know that I am being really flexible here with some of the deadlines, but I do want you to keep up, because if you're too far behind, you're really going to struggle to get caught up. But know that, if you're a day behind, but you're still working through it, that's okay. Just make sure these things get turned in so I can give you credit. Because I'm just for a lot of these steps, I'm giving you credit for having completed the steps. Because writing is a process, like we've talked about. So try to stay up as much as you can. If you have questions, like always, please reach out to me. If you have to kind of spread this over 2 days, if you're saying, hey, listen, that's a lot in one day, spread it out over 2 days. Get it done before you kind of log off for the weekend. That's fine. You're not going to hear a complaint out of me. I set the due date for this assignment for Friday instead of Thursday, because it might help you just to think about it as, hey, it might be a 2-day process. All right. So if you need help, please get a hold of me. Let me know what I can do to assist you. If you're in my 4th block class, you can always reach out to Mrs. Pierce too. She's a great asset when it comes to helping out. Want you to be successful here. Again, if you're behind, let's get caught up. If you're right on track, I appreciate you a bunch. So that's going to be it for this week. We'll check back in with you on Monday. Keep working hard. We'll get through this together.